Today we are going to be learning conjugation. Conjugation means changing a verb to fit the tense or the form so it makes sense in a sentence. How to conjugate is you get rid of the ending and put in the correct ending to make it fit the sentence. And there are 3 indefinite endings in Spanish. Those are AR, ER, and IR. And if you're given a verb in an indefinite form, you're to drop either the AR, ER, or IR and replace it with the correct ending to make sense in the sentence. Now, for past tense, there are different endings in conjugated verbs. One is preterito and one is imperfecto. But in order to know that, you must know the personal pronouns in Spanish. And what do they mean? So here they are. Yo, which means I. Tú, which means you. Él/ella, which means he or she. Nosotros, which means we. Vosotros, which means you all. And ellos/ellas, which means they or he, she, plural. Now, how to conjugate in the preterito form? Well, for AR, yo would be A. Tú would be aste. Él/ella would be o. Nosotros would be amos. Vosotros would be estáis. And ellos/ellas would be eran. Next is IR or ER. And yo would be A. Tú would be este. Él/ella would be yo. Nosotros would be íamos. Vosotros would be itéis. And ellos/ellas would be eran. Now, how to do this in imperfect? AR. So, yo would be aba. Tú, abas. Él/ella would be aba, just like yo. Nosotros would be abamos. Vosotros would be abaáis. And ellas/ellos would be abaen. Now for IR and ER. And IR and ER are both the same conjugation forms for preterito and imperfecto. So, yo would be ia. Tú would be iais. Él/ella would be ia, just like yo. Nosotros would be íamos. Vosotros would be iais. And then ellos/ellas would be ian. Now here are some examples of verbs conjugated in the preterito tense. For AR, we use the verb cantar to be yo canté. Tú cantaste. Él/ella cantó. Nosotros canteamos. Vosotros canteasteis. Then ellos/ellas cantearon. For IR, it would be yo abré. Tú abriste. Él/ella abrió. Nosotros abríamos. Vosotros abristeis. And then ellas/ellos abrieron. And now for ER, vendor. So, it should be yo vende. This would be tu vendais. Tu vienste. El/ea vendio. Sorry. Now it'd be for the nosotros. Nosotros vendimos. No, I'm sorry. Nosotros vendimos. Next would be vosotros, and that is vendiestes. And then ellos/ellas vendieron. Now example of AR, IR, and ER in imperfecto, or imperfect. So it'd be, again, cantar. Yo cantiaba, tu cantiabas, el/ella cantiaba, nosotros cantiábamos, vosotros cantiáis, ellos/ellas cantaban. And here are those written out. Next is abrir for IR, and it'd be yo abría, tu abrías, el/ella abría, nosotros abríamos, vosotros abríais, and then ellos/ellas abrían. And then here is the writings out for that. And now is vendor. And that would be yo vendia, tu vendiais, el/ella vendia, just like yo, nosotros vendíamos, vosotros vendíais, ellos/ella vendían. And then notice how IR and ER are the same conjugations. Just different words fall into those categories. And then the meaning of those words. Cantar. This means to sing. Vender means to sell. And abrir means to open. When to use the predito and the imperfecto tenses. Well, you use the predito when to discuss completed actions in the past. An example of this would be, yesterday she ate chicken. And then to use the imperfect, you would talk about events that don't have definite starting or ending points. An example of this would be, when she was short, or I used to sing. A key word for this is used, like USED. That helps you determine if it's imperfect. And then predito would be past tense words like ate, ran, and those types of words. And then lastly, there are some verbs that are irregular and do not follow the conjugation rules. And one of the examples of these is sir. So it'd be yo era, tu eras, el/ella era, just like yo, nosotros eríamos, vosotros eríais, ellos/ellas erían. And then here are those written out. Thank you for watching this lesson, and I hope you learn about conjugations.